An administrator is going to need the possibility of creating posts. So first of all, before we actually start creating, reading, updating, or deleting posts, I'm gonna create a controller for the post table. So this is going to be called post controller, PHP artisan make controller, and this is going to be post controller. And just so I show you something new, I'm just going to say resource at the end, and I'll show you what that does. Okay, so that's an option, and we just put it in. So let's visit our controller. So the post controller right here. So this is our controller, and you discover that this controller actually has more markup than the first one that we created in the last section. So right here we discover that all the methods that we use for our create, read, update, delete have been generated for us. So display a listing of the resource. So if we want to display all posts to the administrator, this is where we're going to do it. Okay, and we want to show the form for creating a new post. This is where we're going to do it. And if we want to store a new post, this is where we're going to do it. And if we want to display the specified resource, for example, when we want to actually see a particular post, this is where we're going to do it. And if we want to show the form for editing, like we did with the to do in the last section, this is where we're going to do it. And if we want to update, this is where we're going to do it. And when we want to delete, we do it in this method. So this just gives us a clean, restful way of doing this. And this is also really good for APIs. Okay, so now that we have our post controller set up, looks like we need a page to create a new post. So right here in my views directory, what I'm going to do is create a new folder just for my administrator section. So I'll say admin, and in that section, I'm going to create a new folder just for post. And in that folder, I'm just going to create a new one for creating posts. So I'll say create.blade.php. And this is the page where I'm going to be displaying my form for creating a post. First of all, I'd like you to notice that our page right here looks pretty decent, okay? And this is a default beautiful layout that Laravel comes with when we run PHP artisan make auth, okay? So if we check over in our layouts directory, we discover that we have one layout, and the home.blade.php is extending that layout, same as all the authentication views, they're extending that layout. So we are just gonna extend that layout. So we'll say extends layouts, because it's in the layouts directory, dot app, because it's the app.blade.php file right there. Okay, so in our layouts app.blade.php, we discover that it requires us to actually give it a content section. So we need to generate that section right here. So it's a section, and this is going to be content, and we'll just stop the section right here, or you can also use end section. So right here, just for us to see that it works, I'll just create a heading, and this is just gonna say create a new post. Okay, so now that we have a create new post view, we need to generate the route for that. So in our web.php, we need to create a new route. Okay, so this route is going to be a get route because we want to get a page, and this is going to go to /post/create, and it's going to take in an array and uses what controller? The post controller, and it uses a particular method. Let's go to our controller and see what method it's going to use. So right down here it says show the form for creating a new resource is the create method already generated for us. So we'll just say create, and the as method, we'll just call it post.create right there. So that's the name. So in that method, what we're gonna do is return a particular view. So we'll say return view, and the name of this view right here is gonna be in our admin directory. So admin dot the post directory. So we'll say post dot the create.blade.php file. So we'll say dot create. So that's our view for creating post. Okay, so let's go ahead and visit that route right now. So I would say post/create. Okay, so not found HTTP exception, meaning I made a mistake. So it's a singular post. So there's no S right here. I'll just pull that out and refresh. Okay, so we see our page create a new post. So that's working. So let's go ahead and actually create a form for new post in the next lesson.